everyone, this is Seth from the Mast Store Knife Shop, and today we're here with a brand new brand in the knife shop. It's called SRM. That stands for Stay Ready for More. I never really heard of this brand before we got them in the knife shop, but after studying up on them and looking at them, they're really cool. They have really cool features, and the most cool one I think is to do with the clip. So stick around and I'll show you a really cool feature with that pocket clip. So first, let's get into the box as usual. Normal, blue box, it's great, SRM, and I thought it was really cool. It tells you how to open it right there. That is genius. So either they have no faith in the humankind or they just want to be really thorough, but I thought that was cool. Got our box, let's get that out of the way. And now we'll get into the metal, M-E-D-A-L, not M-E-T-A-L. What really stands out about this that you might notice right off the bat is a laminated steel. See that? You can really see that. And what that is you got 3 layers. I'll get into the details in a minute, but that really stands out. It almost reminded me of Damascus in the beginning, but that's a laminated. Pretty cool. And also the carbon fiber handle. And speaking of that, we also have micarta and a G10 with several colors on it. Pretty cool. And they all typical EDC. They got an ambi-lock. It's very similar to Benchmade. See right there? See how smooth that is? It's like it's on ceramic ball bearings, so it's just frictionless. Little knife thumb stud, easy to open. And they also have a mono chassis right there. See how that is one solid piece? It's kind of hard to see. And so instead of 2 liners, you have 1 solid liner right there called a mono chassis, and that really holds in the ambi-lock. So it's a really tight, smooth operation, and there's no play in it. See how there's like, I can wiggle, there's hardly any play. Really well built. They have anti-loosening pivots, and the pivot right there, I can't really show you, but that is what makes it so strong and does not wiggle. And also, one little cool factor is they use cooled sharpening when they sharpen this, and that helps the heat treat. That doesn't mess with the tempering when they sharpen it, because if you use too high of heat, that can throw off the whole tempering and throw the knife off. That was a cool little feature. And this one, like I said, carbon fiber, very light. And what I wanted to do is compare it to a knife that most everyone probably knows, and that is the Benchmade Bugout. So you got very similar size right there. See, it's almost identical in size and even shape, but that immediately reminded me of the Bugout. And for a lot less money, you get a very comparable knife. Even the steel is very similar. Usually they use an S35, and that is actually what this core steel is very similar to. I'll get into that in a second. But you see the similarity? Great knife, like a fraction of the price. So I'm a Benchmade fan. I love them. All American, great warranty, excellent material. But for the money, if you're just an everyday user, this is excellent. And that was the first thing that really caught my eye, was just how similar that was to the Bugout. Now, let me get into this one. One cool feature about this one, see the Indiglow right there? That's pretty cool. Those glow in the dark, just like on a watch, like a Swiss Army watch. That glows. Pretty cool. It'll get a little brighter when you put a bright light on it. I thought that was cool. And this is the micarta handle with a black finish. Same type of laminated steel. And then the G10 with multiple color. That's pretty cool. Had a little fashion to it. And of course, you do have your lanyard hole right there. You can put your nice fancy lanyard in there if you want. And as I promised, the coolest feature on here, I think, is the clip. So right now you're set up for a right-handed carry. But if you're left-handed and you don't have any tools, all you gotta do, squeeze, pull it out, and pop it over to this side. And boom, you've got a left-handed knife within, 3 seconds. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that feature on any other knife. Usually you have to use a small Torx bit. You end up stripping the screws, you throw it away, you get mad, and you have to order a new clip. This, you just simply pop it out. And you can see right there, see that little, see if I can focus. These little wedges right there are what lock it in. So when you hear that snap, you know that it's in there safe. Oh, wrong side. So right there, if you're listening for the snap, it's in there. And it is not coming out until you squeeze that handle, or that little spring part right there. So that was a really cool feature. I was really impressed with that. And remember, if you want to see the specs and pricing and links to purchase this, they're in the description. And now we can get into the actual specs on the knife. Let's go with this one. Let's do our overall length. We're coming in at 7.5 inches, typical EDC length. And the blade length is 3.2, just a little over 3 inches. And it has I like how the blade, you can sharpen it all the way to the end, kind of like a sharpening choil, but it just tapers off. Cool feature right there. And the weight is excellent. The carbon fiber is 2.26 ounces. Crazy light. It's honestly, I think, is a fuzz lighter than the Bugout. It's hard to tell the difference, but just as light, if not lighter. And there's not much difference. Like in the micarta, you got 2.47 ounces and 2.5 ounces on the G10. So not enough to mention really, but very light. And also, we talked about the steel. This is a laminated 140 CR steel. Now, that steel is not on our chart, but it's very similar to S35 VN, which I'll show you on the chart. But like I said, the core steel right there is the 140 CR, and that 140 stands for 1.40% carbon. So it's very high carbon, and it's protected by 2 layers of stainless steel on the outside. You can see the outer layers, and you can just about see the layers. Get it focused. You can almost see the layers in there. It's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see that center layer there. Laminated steel. So let's go over the chart here. Like I said, it's very similar to S35. It's called 1.4 or 140 CR with like 5 other digits beyond it, but we'll just go with 140 CR for now. But on edge retention, it's right in the middle. Great edge retention, easy to sharpen, holds a good edge. Go over to toughness. Moderate on toughness, it's hard to break it or chip it. And then you go over to your stainless properties. Pretty high on stainless. So you got 3 good options going for you. Great EDC steel. Everything you need from cutting a box to skinning an animal, whatever you got to do. Great steel. And that is the SRM Medal. Great company. It's actually owned by Rake Knives since 1998. For the money, is the best knife you can get. It's a great budget knife. And the prices are $99.95 for the carbon fiber. We've got $69.95 for the micarta, and then $79.95 for the G10. And that is the SRM Medal. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I really love these knives. It's better if you come in the shop and actually hold them. But before you go, please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new content. And also hit that bell so you know if we post a new video. So I appreciate y'all watching, and we will see you next time.